Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, June 5th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. A couple quick clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, MLGO, absolutely monster move today, huge volume. So got to think a lot of people are watching this one headed into Wednesday. So first of all, I want to point out is what I would just consider a key level of support. And I wouldn't call this area, let me change that to green for support. I would not call that a must hold, do or die level. But certainly if the price can stay above that level, that would certainly represent a very, very impressive sign of strength on the bull's part. From the big picture point of view, just keep an eye on that purple line down there, 50 paired moving average. Keyword certainly being moving because I understand right now price is way up there. This line's way down here. But as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So assuming you care about the big picture overarching point of view, then as long as the price does stay above that purple line, the overall trend remains in the bull's favor. In terms of levels of resistance, main battleground in the near term right now, right here at $11.70. And then if the price can push up through there, especially if it's a high volume break, then I think there's a good likelihood that the price could at least get up to that area and potentially do battle, and if not even push up through those previous areas of resistance. But one hurdle at a time. Let's just see if the price can first break above that area. But all in all, monster volume, great price movement. Let's see if it carries into Wednesday. Next one, SOBR, and a couple of very well-defined levels. So quick recap of the day. Very, very strong start. Nasty pullback here. And when it gets to this point, it's always valid to ask the question, is this the beginning of the end? Is this one of these pump and dump scalp and traps? But we got our answer. And no, it wasn't. What gives me the right to say that? Well, the price at least started to go sideways. Now, let me be very clear. And I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because the price has started to go sideways does not mean that for sure guarantee that this thing is getting ready to turn back up. My point here is it's at least valid. It's at least plausible to think that maybe, just maybe, this pullback is over. And that's also what brings about the first key level of support, where again the price has bounced off of several times, and that's right down here around 44.5 cents. So you can see right there, bounced off it, bounced off it, bounced off it. Even right now, last 30 minutes has bounced off it. So can this area continue to hold as support? Definitely a very, very logical area to keep an eye on. And then on the flip side of things, as far as areas of resistance are concerned, that trend line right there has really made itself pretty annoying and apparent during the latter part of the day. So again, a good high volume break of that level, I think, could get this thing moving back up in the 60-cent range, if not even higher than that. But again, it's got to be a high volume break. But all things considered, got the pullback. Is this a healthy pullback? Let's see how things continue to unfold on Wednesday. Next one, ticker symbol FFIE. Overall, good movement here as, let me just first build a little context here in the sense of showing that this area of support continues to hold strong right here at basically the 50-cent mark. So again, let me change that to green, and going back through the history of things, you can see support, and then never hit it exactly today, but certainly cruised right above it. So far so good. 50 cents gets the check mark. It has been holding strong. Well, it's now interesting. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Let's check out the latter part of the day. You can see that all of a sudden, price is getting some good upwards momentum. Now, there's a whole lot of more work that needs to be done, but everything's got to start somewhere, and this is some good solid movement. So the big question mark, at least in my mind, and I think a lot of other people's mind, is what's going to happen when the price, and if the price gets up to that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. Is history going to repeat itself like it did right there where the price got rejected right at that level, or can the price push up through it? So point here being that moving into Wednesday, 50-period moving average right now valued at 57 cents is going to be that main battleground to watch very closely. But no doubt about it, bottomed out. Now it's starting to see some late afternoon upwards momentum. So let's see if that carries into Wednesday. Next one, MARA. This will mean a little bit more to those of you that watch the previous videos, but if you have, then hopefully remember me talking about this 21.15 as that main area of resistance. And yes, once again today, this general area has rejected the price. So still a key area. Although now that I have more data, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this level up here a little bit more to right there around $21.30. So in some senses, good sign from the bullish standpoint, because whenever levels of resistance need to be adjusted in the upwards direction, that's always a good thing. Now, it's not like it was a huge adjustment in the upwards direction, but enough to show that the bulls are trying to push up these highs and push up these levels of resistance, which is always a good sign. And then as far as supports are concerned, from the overarching standpoint, yeah, you still have that level down there at 19, but that's not really relevant right now given the price is way up there. The ideal and preferable levels, meaning the levels that would make the chart look the healthiest and strongest moving forward, would be if the price can stay above both that 200 period moving average pink line and that 50 period moving average the purple line. Next one, GME, and now the price is approaching some very, very important levels, and I talked about this in the previous videos, but we have that 200 period moving average, the 50 period moving average. You can see earlier on in the day, price did a good job of finding support, but right now there's a bit of a pullback here this afternoon, so it's looking like, once again, these moving averages could very well come into play, and at this point, they both basically moved and are essentially the same value. So if the price were to break down below those levels, that would not be a good sign at all, because from any sort of viewpoint, but certainly from an overall health standpoint, you want to see the price maintaining above these areas of support. In terms of levels of resistance, yes, you still have 3170, but I'm just going to adjust this level down and talk about more so the recent and nearer term level of resistance right there at the $28 mark. So here we have a situation where whenever levels of resistance need to be adjusted in the downwards direction, not the end of the road, but also not a great sign of strength either. So keep an eye on these couple levels moving forward here. Certainly a very tight range today, as the price didn't really fluctuate too much. So that'll be another question, is which way does this range ultimately break? Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching at my site itself, you can go on the webpage and get signed up for it. So like I said, it'll be a genuine live event. Bring your questions and we'll discuss them. So go get signed up and hopefully I'll see you there. Next one, WULF, and overall, good solid day. Nice little pattern here has formed, and now it's just a question of can this movement, and just to offer up a little context there, you can see had a much bigger pullback here, but then today got the breakout through there, and it's just a question of can this momentum continue on with itself. So no need to overcomplicate things. That ideal level of support, again, that being the level where we say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute best moving forward, absolute strongest? That would be if the price can stay up there above $2.40. But if the price doesn't hold above there, does not mean the chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that, because again, from the big picture, you have that purple line, moving average. So as long as the 50 period moving average, as it moves upwards and the price stays above it, that would be a sign that from an overall health standpoint, the bulls are in full health. In terms of levels of resistance, no fancy logic or reasoning here, just a question literally of, okay, well, where did the party finally stop today? And the party stopped right up there at $2.55. So for no other reason than that, like I said, no fancy logic. That would just simply be where the next battleground is moving into Wednesday. Next one, TSLA Tesla. And overall, it stands. So keyword there being overall, because from that vantage point, let me string things down here. You can see that, well, overall, the chart just continues to chop back and forth within the sideways channel. So after yesterday's movement, the price is essentially hovering down here closer to the bottom part of the channel being right there at 172.75. So again, overall, everything is perfectly fine. Now, if the price crashes down through 172.75, that would be a problem, and that would be a signal that the bears are starting to take back over, because that would be a bearish breakdown of this very large sideways channel right now. On the flip side of things, if the price does try to recover back upwards, 182 remains that key area of resistance, but price is much closer to the bottom part of the channel, so I want to focus on that more so. So definitely keep an eye on that. In the very, very near term, in terms of areas of support, and I'll make this look a little different, the level that you would preferably want to see hold strong is right there at the 174 mark. And in fact, I would go as far as say if 174 is violated the downside on high volume, again, there are no guarantees, but I think it's highly likely that the price at minimum at least goes down to 172.75. But yeah, overall, not the greatest day here for Tesla. Next one, CORZ. Very, very nice mover here. Popular price range, a lot of whole volume. So let's map out some areas of support. So if there is any sort of bigger pullback, initial level and key area down there right around the $6 mark. And even if that were to happen, I'm not saying it will, but let's say the price pulls back here, you would have something broadly speaking like that. And assuming you're a big picture point of view, part of that would say, well, what was happening before the pullback? And you'd say, well, the price made a big upwards move like that. And for you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visually appealing, put the golf hole down here, and you'd still have a bull pennant pattern. Now, if I get it, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought up here and you want to buy and sell it in 7 minutes, well, yeah, of course, you don't want to see the price coming down and chopping around anywhere down here. But assuming you do care about the bigger picture standpoint, as long as the price does stay above that $6 mark, give or take a little bit, then you would ultimately still have a big picture bull pennant pattern. Next one, HOLO. Very, very impressive movement. And as I speak right now, this thing is still continuing to push to some higher highs here. So from a resistance standpoint, we're going to have to squeeze things down a little bit because it's been a while since the price went up this high. And the next key area of resistance to keep a close eye on moving forward is going to be right there at $2.06. And going back to the history of things, you can see right there, acted as resistance, acted as resistance, acted as resistance. So we want to keep an eye on those levels right there. And the price is certainly within striking distance right now. Does not have to travel that much further, but when the price gets up there, or I should say if the price gets up there, is it going to hold? Is it going to get rejected? Grab your popcorn and we'll see what happens. I'll zoom back in here. Now, as far as areas of support, that ideal level won't make the chart look the strongest. Certainly if the price can stay above that pink line there, 200 period moving average, but from the overarching standpoint, as that purple line there, 50 period moving averages moves higher on higher. As long as the price stays above there, then the overall chart is still in the bull's favor. But yeah, no doubt about it. Very, very strong day today. In some senses, almost just straight up. Very strong last 30 minutes. So can the price get up to 206 and will it break through it? Like I said earlier, grab your popcorn and Sour Patch Kids and let's see what happens. Next one, TQQQ. This will mean more to those of you that watched the video from yesterday, but if you didn't, a quick recap. Talked about that 64, 15-ish level as a key area of resistance, and you can't make this stuff up. Look right where the price got rejected. Right at that level. Now, I don't say that to brag about me, but I do say it to brag about technical analysis and charts, and I'll also turn into a quick plug. Go get signed up for the free class because charts are not perfect. Nothing is perfect, but they're certainly a very worthwhile tool, and here's a real example of that. And if you don't believe me, I'm not offended. Just go back, watch yesterday's video, and you'll see I had that red line sitting there, and again, rejection right off that level. So that's just a long way of saying moving forward, nothing has changed in terms of current levels of resistance. 64, 15-ish, still going to be public enemy number one. In terms of levels of support, also nothing really here has changed. You still have $62 mark right there. And I mean, yeah, you have that. In fact, now that the price is not anywhere close to it, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that level down there. So we don't have, whoops, I did not mean to do all that. Anyways, put that level back. There we go. There we go. So the lines are back there. So keep an eye on the $60 mark if there is any sort of pullback. But right now, it's just more so consolidation. But with the last 30 minutes here looking pretty good, nice green candle, not a whole lot of space that the price has got to travel from here up to there to once again do battle with that level. It's looking like 64.15 could very well be broken on Wednesday, so we'll see if the bulls can get that job done or not. I will talk about Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, again, if you like what you saw here, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. It'll be relatively soon, Thursday, June 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and as I've said, it is live, so bring your questions and we can discuss them and just have a good time. So go get signed up for it. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick disclaimer here. I am no longer doing the 30-minute time frame. I'm doing the 4-hour time frame. So each one of these, instead of representing 30 minutes, represents 4 hours. And I'm doing that just because Bitcoin is open 24/7, and I want this video and its analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. So needless to say, big movement here, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that watch past videos, because if you have, you know that we've been tracking this resistance trend line for several days now and finally got a good solid break of it, which brings us to the next and first question. So let's just say you're watching this video 20 hours after I get it uploaded. Question number one you need to ask yourself is the price at least still above that red line? As long as you're saying and answering the question that the price is above that red line, that means that the current breakout that we're witnessing right now is still healthy. It is still in a breakout stage. Even if it were down here, that's okay, because you could just consider that a little bit of a pullback before potentially getting consolidation. But that's the key dynamic here. Is the price still within a breakout fashion? And that is being defined as staying above that red line. Now, if you're saying that the price is above that red line, well, then next question becomes, where's the price at relative to that level up there at 72,000? If you're answering the question that the price is above 72,000, that would be telling you that not only is this breakout still in breakout fashion, it's gained that much more strength. So walk yourself through those questions. Now, if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is down below the red line right there. Next immediate question would be, okay, well, where's the price at relative to the purple line there? If the price is somehow down below that level, then still the overall chart is fine, but you would want to make sure that the price is at least still above 65,850. I highly doubt you're answering the question that the price is down below there, but nonetheless, like I said, walk yourself through those questions, and that'll keep Bitcoin and the current status of it whenever you're watching this, whether that's a couple hours from now or 20 hours from now, as relevant as possible. As I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a crypto and Bitcoin trader to definitely get signed up for the free class, because what you learn about can and definitely should be used within your crypto and Bitcoin trading. So like I said, it'll be relatively soon, Thursday, June 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Bring your questions because I will answer them live and we will have a great discussion. So if you enjoy these top 10 videos, a couple things, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you traded today. Let me know what you're watching tomorrow. Or better yet, give me a request. Do you have a request of something you'd like for me to see in tomorrow's video? Let me know down below. So thanks for watching. Go get signed up for that free live class.